Maybe the reason why my mom tried so hard in my childhood to destroy the relationship that I had with my dad was because she was jealous. I've been reflecting on what my mom's childhood was like, and she used to tell me that she would sit by the window for hours waiting for my grandpa to show up to pick her up, and he would never show up.
I spent 20 years believing my dad was a monster, and I thought I was protecting myself by staying away from him. Then, one day, at 28 years old, something cracked, and I realized I had been lied to.
As a kid, I'm gonna tell you a story. When I was a kid, my mom told me that my dad wasn't there when I was born. She told me that he was on a golf trip instead. She told me that he chose golf over me. He was not there when I was born. Okay? So in my mind, I'm thinking, oh, well, my mom thinks my dad has his priorities twisted. Maybe he does. I saw my dad every other weekend, custody battle things, whatever. When I got older, my dad ended up getting custody of me. When I was 14, he walked out of his room one night wearing a set of scrubs. And I said, why are you wearing those scrubs? You've never worked in a hospital. And he said, this is what I was wearing the day you were born. In that one moment, a lie that I had believed my entire life unraveled in front of me. My mom had told me that my own father was not present at my birth because he chose a golf tournament instead of being there when I was born. But he walked out of his bedroom wearing the scrubs he was wearing when I was born. My point is, the truth always comes out.
When my mom had put me in the oven when I was little because I wouldn't stop crying, she was legitimately getting ready to cook me. And so my dad, gets me and gets her and gets me and him out of the kitchen, and she follows him with a frozen can of Donald Duck orange juice and starts beating the tar out of him. So he's trying to save me and put me in his Bronco and get me out of there. She's beating him up and chasing him and saying, he couldn't take me, but obviously she wasn't fit to have me at that time. And still obviously have never stopped crying. I cried all morning this morning. So anyways, in efforts to save me from being cooked, he got whooped, and I got out of the oven, and he went to some classes, and things are fine now. He's a working professional. But had I not had those documents, I would have never known any of that.
Man, being a dad who actually loved his kid is wild. Nobody told me I was signing up for Navy SEAL emotional warfare. I thought I was just going to raise my children, not dodging feelings and false accusations. And flying attitudes like I'm in Call of Duty co-parenting edition. Let me tell you, being a good father is dangerous. You can literally put your child's safety first, and somehow you become the threat. You be like, hey, I don't think that's safe for our kid. And they hit you with, oh, so you calling me a bad mother? Mama, what? I said the stroller wheel is loose, not your entire legacy. Then somehow, magically, your genuine concern for your child becomes, he's toxic, he's abusive, he asked about bedtime. Like what? Bedtime is not a crime. Bro, is diabolical out here. You're trying to protect your kid's mental and spiritual hygiene, and they trying to send you to Rikers. For caring too hard, and the worst part, you can't react. Because if she screams, you toxic. If you speak, you aggressive. If you blink too fast, you go into court. You gotta hold your composure like you a Shaolin monk. You can't even raise your voice. You gotta express your anger through interpretive dance at this point. And meanwhile, your brain is tired. You're collecting data like an FBI agent, analyzing trauma like Dr. Phil, with student loans, autistic and misunderstood your whole life. Meanwhile, everyone thought you was the bad kid. No, I was overstimulated, surrounded by idiots. And then society got the nerve to say you picked her. Okay, and everybody picks wrong sometimes. People act like people don't order the wrong thing at McDonald's in these places sometimes. Get the wrong size, whatever. Daily, and let's talk about the double standards. Women get with actual horrible dudes. Dudes who got a mugshot as a wallpaper. And nobody tell them you picked him. But you pick one person with unmatched chaos energy. Nah, I picked two. I ain't gonna lie. Then suddenly, you the CEO of Bad Decisions, Inc. Meanwhile, you over here trying to stay alive, raise your kids, work your job, heal your trauma, do push-ups, drink water, meditate, pay bills, avoid jail, avoid arguments, avoid emotional terrorism, while you're going through your awakening, and still missing time with your kid. Bruh, being a good father should come with a hazard pay, a therapist, and a monthly supply of sage.
So he is the father?
That's what the DNA test results show, yes, ma'am.
When this grimy side chick almost ran game to bag child support money, the judge peeped the fraud and blew her whole scam sky high.
Mr. Everett, I've just placed on the screen a copy of the alleged DNA test results in regards to the child Journey.
So he is the father?
That's what the DNA test results show, yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Miss Randall, did you have anything else that you wanted to offer?
How much monthly is he supposed to be paying for Journey?
According to my calculations, it's $1,435.
It's like it's more, so it's like I'm like confused right now. And you guys went over the wages and stuff like that. I'm like, I'm still like,
Miss Randall, I don't guess when it comes to the number. I just listen to the testimony and then I base child support on what the evidence is. Miss Randall, you said that you wanted to move to Houston. Why do you think you should be allowed to go to Houston?
I had wanted to start over.
Problem is that Mr. Everett is entitled to time with Journey. And if I let you move to Houston, then that's going to have a negative impact on Mr. Everett's ability to spend time with Journey, because based on his work schedule, he might find it difficult trying to go back and forth to see the child if he has to go all the way to Houston and pick up the child. If you had some great reason for moving to Houston, if somebody had offered you some wonderful job over there, or you had gotten some scholarship at a college somewhere and you needed to move there to go to school, that might be a different story. But just because you need a change of scenery, that's not sufficient for me to allow you to move to Harris County.
Do I have to stay here, or like, do I have to stay here?
Yes, ma'am, you do. Does that mean that the child will live in Jefferson County or a county that touches Jefferson County unless Mr. Everett agrees to allow you to move or the district judge agrees to allow you to move?
Since I can't move, can I pick a certain amount of back pay that I would like to do?
No, ma'am. Go ahead, Mr. Everett.
Deja has already moved to Houston.
I need to get this addressed right now. Is that true, Miss Randall? Have you already moved to Houston?
I have, and then I have not moved there.
It's a pretty simple question, and it only requires a yes or no answer. Do you or do you not live in Houston?
No, I don't. I don't stay there.
What is your current address?
Houston, Texas, Harris County. Houston, Harris.
Thank you, Miss Randall. Case is dismissed. There will be no child support. There will be no medical support. There will be no visitation. There will be no finding that Mr. Everett is the father.
Rap and hip hop was supreme when it was male dominated. 2020's rap is insufferable because they have propped up female rappers, whether they are talented or not, whether they are hot or not, and they have prioritized lame, docile, weak, soft male rappers.
Tá vindo, acho que da academia. Não, faz isso comigo, eu tô cheiroso, filho. Cheiroso.
Você é retardado, velho. Tá
Tá vindo
tirando.
da academia, deve estar com mau asa, parceiro.
Vai, vaza.
She was just embarrassed, and I get it, but he's looking out for you, champ. He did you a solid, and I suspect that's why you didn't act or respond or clap back too aggressively. The embarrassment was why you clapped back, but he did you a solid.
Everybody's looking to come in and take care of the next man's kids. They're not. There's like no woman is waking up. You don't wake up in the morning and say, God, please let me be a stepmama to somebody's kids. No, if it was left up to us, we would like to date men without kids too. However, it's more acceptable for a woman to accept a man's kids versus a man accepting a woman's kids. It happens a lot. Everybody's looking to.
Okay, definitely like this video. Go to this young lady page and watch some of her other videos for a bunch of original content. She makes a bunch of good stuff. Now, I've been a stepdaddy before, and I truly love children. But this message can go for vice versa, but I'm addressing the fellas. Fellas, if you don't have any experience being a stepdaddy, don't you start that shit today. Leave that shit alone, and I'm going to tell you why. I don't care when the other content creator comes online and tell you, Big Daddy about to give you the game. I want you to imagine something. You've decided to be in a relationship with this young lady and accept her children like they were your own. You build an incredibly strong emotional connection to her children. You see her children like they're your own children. Now let's fast forward a couple of years. Let's just say I decide to separate. And it wasn't a mutual breakup. Y'all did not separate because y'all lost love. Y'all did not separate because y'all felt like y'all wasn't the best person for each other. Y'all separated because this young lady cheated on you for somebody that wasn't the baby daddy or her ex-husband. You have to pick up your emotional pieces and work on detaching yourself not only just from her, but from them kids. Do you really want to put up with that? Because it happens all the time. Do you really want to do that? Like, really think about that. Because she stated something that was key. Women have been conditioned to accept a man and his children. We wasn't. So you're taking a big gamble. And on top of everything else, there will be some men that will tell you they love being a stepdaddy. Go look at their profile and you'll understand why. But leave a comment in the comment section. But y'all grown now and do what y'all want to do.
One thing about me, I'm not a girl's girl. If you come at me with toxic behavior and you say that you went to your husband or your boyfriend and you treated him in a toxic manner and you're telling me about it, I will not tolerate that and I will call you out. I don't care how long I've been your friend. When you're friends with me, I will not tolerate behavior like that because I have no drama in my life. So if you say something to me, you're being manipulative or you're saying something completely off the wall, rude, and you expect me to be on your side, I won't be. Because I don't tolerate things like that in my own marriage. I have cut off friendships for these reasons. If you treat people in a toxic way, nope. I'm not going to sit here and root you on. I will call you out. Here's the thing. I expect that same kind of behavior from you. So if I do something toxic, you better call me out. Because that's the same standard I hold you to. I will not tolerate toxic. I have a very small circle because of these things. But if you treat your significant other like I'm not dealing with that. That's who I am as a friend.
A woman will go in and interrupt his productivity in order to connect with him. And they get so upset by his reaction because she doesn't understand where it comes from. And one of the things that it took me a long time to learn, you know, I've been studying men since 1991. I asked Greg, I'm like, okay, so do you experience peace when what you've set out to accomplish is done? And sometimes Greg would look at me like I was slow, you know? And he's like, honey, being focused is peace.
She's the man whisperer, 30 years studying us, and she might know us better than we know ourselves. And I honestly don't know of one other voice who's more beneficial for our women today than hers. May God bless her and every other woman who takes the time out of their day to listen to what she has to say.
I come home, the house is dirty, no dinner, and all I have to be offered is... I come home, the kitchen is dirty, no dinner, and all I have to be offered is... Also, $300 is gone off my card. I come home, the kitchen is dirty, no dinner. This time there's $500 off my card. Brand new clothes. And still offered dick. Now, instead of the word... That's exactly what you look like. Oh, you thought I was about to say something about men, didn't you? I just wanted to show how pathetic y'all look as a woman. When you come up here talking about I'm not cooking and cleaning for my man. But your man will sit here and work 12 hours off of his ass for you. To make money for you. To put food into your mouth. To buy the food for you to cook. But you don't want to do that. You'd rather lay in bed, post on Instagram, go out and spend money. You don't even add money to the man's pockets. You're a drain. That's what you are. You're a drain leech. That's what you are. And the reason this is because y'all don't love men. You lust after men. All the can sit here and talk about, oh, I hate men, I can't believe I'm agreeing with a man, da 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 da. But the moment you need some, your ass and your legs is wide open and back arched. Don't sit here and act like y'all hate men. No, you lust after men. You don't love them. You lust after them. That's all they are to y'all. Let's be for real. And a moment to bring up about kids, but what about kids? Just shut the fuck up. You can't even stay on the topic. Please.
Hey, open your eyes.
What is this?
Turn around.
Babe, this isn't a Cadillac.
It's a Jeep Wagoneer. It's just as nice as a Cadillac.
All this.
I bought it for you.
Are you messing with me right now?
No, you said this. You wanted an SUV for the family.
I
This is.
said I wanted a Cadillac. This is not a Cadillac. Why would you spend money on? How much was this thing?
It was.
A lot of money. And you should have got a Cadillac.
This is very similar. I looked up stuff that's similar to the Cadillac. This is very.
Why would you try to surprise me with something similar when I asked you for a Cadillac?
You could sit in it and look in it, and you'll see.
I'm about to.
You'll see it's very similar.
Can you return it?
I don't think it works like that.
You're not posting this because
It's paid for. Like it's.
I mean, it's pretty, but it's not a Cadillac. I just wanted a Cadillac. That's what I asked for. And you said we couldn't get it.
Number one trait of a good woman is she's naturally grateful.
Oh, you did it!
Yeah, I love you. What's wrong with you?
Why is she's black?
What you mean? Why she's black?
Because I told you. Yeah, I told you that.
Yeah. Yeah, you want a Tesla. You want the white, all white Tesla. And I got it all white. Look at this.
This is a why?
I don't know why you closed the door. You know it says right there on the floor. Look, why?
The doors don't go up like this.
No,
My
no,
dream
it's
car
a Tesla.
My dream car is an X.
But he still got you
No, this is not my dream car.
Oh,
this
shit.
is literally you gave me a piece.
You ain't
of
gotta get mad at
no,
her.
This is a piece of.
It's not a piece of shit. I mean, a
Look,
fucking
where
Tesla.
did you get it from? Why is it so dirty?
Yeah, I had to
you don't
I
listen
just
to-
got it off the
no,
lot.
you're
You didn't
not
even let
putting
me.
in the effort. You're not putting in the effort. You
Yes,
you always messing up. Oh, you.
Yeah.
That's what I was going to say, man. Just get in the car, sit in it, turn it on, see if you like it. I mean, you doing all that complaining. You haven't even opened the door yet. You still talking. You haven't even opened the door yet. You not even put your hand on the door handle. You just looked at the keys. My God, turn it on. Smell the fresh air. Turn on the radio. Mess with the touchscreen. Put it in gear. Drive it around. Take it for a spin. See if you like it. Goodness.
I am married to an adrenaline junkie. If you've been following me for a while, you know what I'm talking about. My husband in January of this year got into a snowmobile accident in our front yard. He broke his L1 through L3 vertebrae, broke 3 ribs, and had a contusion on his spleen. I thought my husband was going to die. I thought he was paralyzed. I thought everything that you can think of. But I know who I married. This man loves going fast. He loves racing dirt bikes. He loves snowmobiles. He loves anything that goes fast. And I'm never going to be the wife to tell him that he has to sell anything. He has to get rid of anything, because that is just who he is. The other day he goes downstairs and I realized that he's bringing up his snowmobile gear. And I kind of looked at him, grinned a little bit, and I said, well, can you ride in the yard? Granted, this accident happened in the yard. He goes, babe, you can't live in fear. And I paused and I said, I know. And I know he's right. You really cannot live your life in fear. And I'm very aware of that. But I still have these feelings of how scary that moment was. I saw my husband lying face down on the ground, getting launched off of his snowmobile. Utterly terrifying. Like I said, I know who I married. So, we're about to go on a snowmobile ride together. What a weird full circle moment.
I haven't been here the whole time, so I apologize
Sure.
if this question's been asked before.
Sure.
When you say women deserve less, is that from you or the majority of men, from the world?
I think men need to stop simping on women. I think it's a problem. So when I say women deserve less, what I mean by that is guys need to kind of go into a relationship and make women earn their validation and resources and everything else that comes with being in a relationship.
So I'm confused how women needing to show their worth equals them deserving less.
Well, the thing is that a lot of women are very entitled and they think, oh, I'm just here. You know, I want you to do X, Y, Z. And I need guys to basically understand their value and make women earn that validation, because the problem is, thanks to social media and dating apps and everything else, women have an abundance of options. And if you're just another sucker that's going to be a nice guy and spend your time, resource, energy on her, you're not going to differentiate yourself. So guys need to kind of go into relationships with a little bit more self-respect and give them less, especially up front.
Okay, so the statement women deserves less is to encourage men to make women believe they also deserve less?
Well, I think it's pretty
For
much instilling.
relationships?
It's instilling a
just not doing what
relationship
they want.
dynamic where the woman needs to work to get his validation. She's just not going to get it for just existing and having a.
So they still deserve good things, but only if they are good themselves.
They got to earn it. Yep.
Okay.
That's what it comes down to. I'm all for men treating women nice and, obviously paying for dates, taking them out, committing to them. I'm all for that. But I think that most women simply don't qualify for that because a lot of women have bad habits. A lot of them are rude, obnoxious, masculine. These are things that guys should be looking out for to avoid.
I agree with him 1000%. They think that men should just bow down to them and do whatever they want. And as a result, they can just treat you however.
You should actually have more tolerance for your man than for your boss.
I just think you shouldn't have to tolerate a relationship. Like, you shouldn't have to.
But you tolerate your boss?
Because they're paying me. My man ain't paying me.
So basically, it's all about the income then.
It's the money. But I don't expect my man, I don't want a man to, support me with money-wise. Like, I want it my own self. Like, I get my own stuff, cool. You're just kind of like a plus. Like, this is what I want.
Yeah, but then this just means that your soul is for sale.
No.
Yeah, it does. I'll explain. This just means that if your behaviors depend on finances, meaning that, well, I'll get in line if someone's paying me, I'll act this way if someone's paying me, then you are for sale. Your soul is for sale. Why can't your soul be for love?
Fuck is you sending your 1-month-old baby to daycare and you not doing at all, bro? I'm doing enough. You're not cleaning up, you're not doing. That's not cool to send a baby to daycare like just for no reason. You can take care of your own baby, bro.
So I'm sending him to daycare for no reason.
For no reason, you ain't even got no job. You don't got going on, bro. Look at this house, this all over the place. You can at least clean up. And you think we finna go together and stay together? No.
Anything with anybody kids?
No. I don't like that at all, bro. I don't.
Right, going to work. You get to go to work and get a break.
It don't matter. I'm doing something productive. What you talking about, bro? You wanted to have kids so bad, so deal with this. Deal with this.
We or you have kids.
You did.
But we both got kids though. So
sending them kids to school so you can get comfortable and watch Stranger Things. You weird as hell. What you talking about? So damn weird, bro.
Me. I sent the kids to school so I don't have to be disturbed. Because I sent my 1-month-old to school, I'm wrong.
Yeah, you wrong. This when you can stay at home with them. What you talking about? Like, your choice though. Your choice.
100 men have used her and thrown her away before you. How can you say I have something special?
Because that doesn't
100
define
men
you.
didn't want her and I do. If 100 people pick up a sandwich and go, no, and I pick it up off the floor and go, yes, finally the best sandwich. That's not how the world works, right? This is the unfortunate reality of the world. And scarcity and value are the same thing. Why is gold valuable? Because it's hard to find gold. If there was gold all over the street, it was on every street corner, it wouldn't have a value, right? So if you're a girl that everyone's had, your value is going to be destroyed. Your value as a woman comes from the fact that people want you and cannot have you. Your value does not come from the fact that everyone wants you and everyone's had you. So the number one thing a man's looking for is a woman who can stand next to him that every single man wants and not a single man can say, I've had.
If you asked her to change, would she have done it right now?
Yeah, she would have, yes.
If he says he doesn't like the outfit, he wants you to change, before you guys came out tonight, what would your response be?
I changed the outfit.
Why would you change the outfit?
Because it's respectful.
Okay, so what do you think about women that call guys insecure for saying something along those lines?
I don't think it's insecurity. I think it's borderline respect if you're trying to get to a serious relationship. Because who are you showing off for? You know what I mean?
You see, that's why I'm dating him.
I'm so over dating and just dating black men. Like, I'm over it. Like, black men just can't get my time no more. I've been dating black men my whole life, and honestly, it has gotten me absolutely nowhere but fucked. Like, it is just BS. I'm so over it, y'all. I started dating Asian men out of nowhere. I literally was dating an Asian man for a whole week. We went on dates straight. Courting, gentleman, just everything. Older, established. Like, these black men be on the internet flexing like they got it so good. They got it. They swear they got it. The moment you ask them for some money, it's a problem. It's this, that. Like, why are you out here flexing? But you can't even give me $1,500 off the rent when I ask you, oh,
Babe, can I have 1,500? Oh, it's excuse. Oh, yeah, I'm gonna send it soon. Oh, yeah, I got you. Never sends it. Then, something came up, blah, blah, blah. Like, what? I can't ask you for 1,500. Babe, my 2 car seats in the back together are over $1,000. I can't ask you for 1,500.
I am so shocked. I thought that she was gonna give me a detailed explanation on why she doesn't deal with black men. Like they're argumentative, they cheat or something. You know, they don't give her the safety she needs. $1,500, y'all. I grew up in a Hispanic household where men pay for everything. You understand that. That's how I was raised. That's how I was taught. That's how I was conditioned to understand that men pay the bills, the women cook and clean. That's how it goes. I still don't expect a man to give me money. I have never went out of my way to ask a partner I've had for a big lump sum of money. I understand being like, hey babe, can you get me some snacks? Hey babe, look at this makeup palette, like that. $1,500? Are you serious? In this generation, in this inflation society, are you kidding me? Bro, what? I'm not gonna lie, y'all. Like, I do social media and I work a regular job. I don't want to give somebody my $1,500. Bro, it doesn't even seem like you're a sweet person. It doesn't even seem like if I gave you the $1,500, you're going to be able to double that and then, make it better. Like, there's women out here that you can give money to. They'll start a business. They'll do crypto or trade. I get that. But if he's going to give you money just to give it to you for you to blow it, I feel like you have financial literacy problems. Like, you don't know how to handle money. And that's not a good trait to have, in my personal opinion. You're bragging about having 2 seats in the back of your car that are $1,000, so then you pay for it. You just contradicted yourself. You said that men brag about that type of money and don't have it. You just did the same thing and said your car is this much, whatever, and you can't buy it yourself. You can't finance it yourself. Maybe black men don't want to deal with women like you.
Taylor said, I thought she was going to give me a detailed explanation. She's not. She's not. You have to understand that a lot of these modern women are shallow. They don't have much to offer. They don't have any brain cells, really. They don't think a lot. Thinking is not their strong suit. Begging is their strong suit. They're handout asking for money, shaking their behinds. Being objectified by men is their strong suit.
Maybe it's not that men have actually become more abusive or more narcissistic or more toxic. Maybe it's the fact that these men out here have actually learned their worth and they're tired of tolerating a woman's. And what it really is because women are so used to like princess treatment and getting their way simply by existing. They don't like the men that have boundaries, that have standards, that want to communicate. They want all of the chaos and the toxicity because that's all they ever know. And that's all they ever attract because that's exactly who they are. These men are not becoming more abusive. You just don't want to take constructive criticism. You don't want to have conversation. You don't want to level up with these men. You just want to take him for all of his money and then dump him for the next dude with no job, no car, and nothing to offer and claim that he was narcissistic and controlling. That man is not trying to be controlling. He's trying to tell you his needs and his wants, but because you relate his needs to only being sexual needs, you don't know how to fulfill that man. And instead of internalizing that and learning your man and learning his needs and his wants and his desires outside of the bedroom, you blame it on him being narcissistic or only wanting you for sex or only wanting a maid in the house and all of this that women tell each other. Because why is it that every time a man talks about his needs, the first thing in a woman's mind is something sexual, as if men don't need more in a relationship than just intimacy? And instead of women recognizing that, holy, these men are actually evolving and changing and recognizing that they would rather be single than deal with all the toxicity that a lot of these women bring, y'all want to blame it on all this other instead of taking accountability for the way that you show up in relationships. Because let's face it, the majority of women think that all they have to bring to the table is sex and good looks. And that only lasts for so long with a whole ass real man that's looking for a real relationship. And all of the good men out there know exactly what I'm talking about because women need a lot more to bring to the table than just good looks. And most of them can't meet a man's needs because they don't understand a man's needs outside of the bedroom. Okay, bye.
Also, as soon as something touches my tongue, as soon as I can taste it.
Right. See, exactly. That's what I'm saying. You see, like me personally, I don't know about anybody else, but when you see right now my eyes are open, I can see you. But when I close them, I can no longer see you. I can no longer see anything. You feel me? So that's what I was kind of trying to get at. Like, I'm just different. You feel me?
No, I get it. I totally get it. I've seen this clip multiple times, and I still don't get the point that she was trying to make.
I have a serious question for the men, all the men and only the men.
Oh, okay. Hopefully this is something of importance. Viewer discretion is advised.
But no, seriously, what the be wrong with y'all? You could go on a nice date with a guy. He seems cool, he's educated, he seems kind, he's intelligent, he's curious, you guys are having all the nice conversations, and then he looks at you and he says something like, what you doing after?
Well, that seems like a pretty normal question if you ask me. What are you doing after this date? Would you like to hang out more? Would you like to just go home? What is it? What's on your mind? I can't read it, so I'm just going to ask the question. I don't see the issue here.
Or, I've been trying so hard to hold it in, but I can't take my eyes off them titties.
Now, I will say that is pretty bold for a man to say. However, ma'am, just in this video alone, you're quite the distraction. And it looks like you came from the gym. I don't see why your titties should be out at the gym, but that's a whole nother conversation. But if you dress like that to go to the gym, I can only imagine what you dress like on a date, which probably means you're more out than they are now. At some point, we must understand that the things that we wear can alter the perception that people have of us. And from a verbal standpoint, people are allowed to express what they think and feel, especially when they're in a personal setting with you.
It could be like completely like unrelated. Like he could be like, oh yeah, so what's your, what's your future plans? And I'm like, yeah, I want to do this right there. He's like, sorry, I don't mean this. I just gotta stop you right there. Titties are distracting me.
The chances of someone saying this to her on the first date is kind of far-fetched, but we'll go with the narrative. The question still remains, ma'am, were you out for the world to see or not? And if they were, can you really be upset at how people are responding to them, let alone the man you are with? Completely disregarding the fact that men are easily visually stimulated. So you come out looking how you look, which out at a dinner table. They're probably sitting on the table. Like, what else did you expect from this person? I don't get it. Some of us put ourselves in positions and get upset when people don't respond how we think they should be responding. If I put on pants that accentuate my print, should I feel some kind of way if people are like, yo, I ain't gonna lie, that's a distraction. It's throwing me off. Or it's a distraction, it's really attracting me to you and I'm trying to see what that hit on. I can't get upset at that. I put myself in that position.
I wonder, do you guys want girlfriends? Do you want relationships, or do you just want to...
I don't know why we gotta talk about this, but ma'am, clothes are expressive. If you dress a certain way, you attract a certain kind of attention. That's why we pick and choose when to wear certain clothes and at what location we're wearing it to. I'm almost 100% sure you will not dress modestly, and this is what these men said to you. There's a good chance that you put on an outfit that accentuated your lady parts, and now that you are getting the attention from said outfit, you're upset? I don't understand. But to answer your question, we want both sex and a relationship. I just think people need to start taking more accountability for the positions they put themselves in. But you know what? I know she ain't gonna listen to me because I'm just a normal guy. Yeah, keep the change.
So this lady made a TikTok post about wanting to bring a male coworker home with her husband and you're saying on the video that I did, you're 99% sure that the video you're referring to was a joke. However, I'm sure the scenario exists somewhere. If it was a joke, it's not a joke that you should put out on the internet, especially because the way she spoke about her husband. Like, I have more respect for my husband than that. Like, I would never go online and say, like, she said that she was cutting him off. She said that she was moving into another bedroom. She called him selfish. And, yeah. I would be pretty upset if somebody put that on social media as a joke. When you're in a relationship with somebody, in my opinion, you have to be willing to disrespect other people's feelings to respect the person's feelings that you're with. So, and what I mean by that is if some guy slides into my DMs, one, I'm not even going to respond. Like, so it's pointless. But two, okay, say out in public, a guy comes up to me and says, oh, let me get your number. I'm married. I'm good. Oh, well, you know, he doesn't have to know. No, it's not how it works. I'm going to disrespect his feelings to respect my husband's, if that makes sense. I will hurt somebody else's feelings to maintain my relationship. I do not care. So I think that if that was a joke, that was a pretty joke.
I almost lost my husband for the lack of respect that I showed him in our relationship. I grew up around women who I believed were not respectful towards men. They got loud, always were fighting. And for me, I always said I would never do that to my spouse. When I got married to Vincent, I worked very hard to make sure I never did those things. And in my mind, that correlated as I respect him. And it wasn't until we kept arguing and we kept fighting. And the one thing that he would bring up and say, you don't respect me. And in my mind, I'm like, but I do respect you. Like, I thank him for his grace and his patience with me as I have learned, and I am still learning what respect look like. But as a woman, I've also learned that we can't come into a relationship with a man and do it based on even what we feel like we've healed from or what we've learned from past relationships. We have to really take the time to listen to that man, to truly understand what he desires and what his image of something is, instead of taking it offensively as, well, what we do is not good enough. A lot of men who are emotionally intelligent know what they want. They just have to feel and understand that we come from a humble place and we care about learning what something looks like to them. And if that man truly sees you as his purpose partner, he will be empathetic to the skills that you have not yet attained, and he will help cultivate you and grow into the woman that you and he desires.
So let's say there was a company that employs fans models, and they employ male and female fan models, and they both work 10 hours a day. The female fan models will earn $1 million a year for the company, and the males will only bring in $100,000 a year for the company. Should they have to pay both of them the same because it's equal work for equal pay? I think you both know the answer. You're just afraid to say it. That women should be able to earn what they earn and they provide. However, how is that any different in a corporate environment when men are more likely to travel for work? They're more likely to go make the second or third call for a promotion or a raise. So the equal pay for equal work movement kind of falls apart when it comes down to online female modeling, doesn't it?
I think it should be fair between like how much they earn, but that it is actually up to like how much you want to earn by the amount of posting you're doing.
So shouldn't we structure all of society that way? Who works the hardest gets the most?
Yes. So
We agree. Feminism is dead.
How does feminism kill a nation? Political analyst Helen Andrews assigns a collapse to the great feminization, essentially the systematic importing of women and their feminine traits into historically masculine institutions. As we know, institutions are just groups of people, and when those groups are dominated by women, those institutions begin to function according to feminine impulses. Let me just give you a few examples. Law schools went majority female in 2016. Medical schools followed in 2019. University faculty became majority female by 2023. 54% of the Associated Press is now female. College graduates are now 60% women. HR departments across Fortune 500 companies are 75 to 85% female. Psychology majors, 80% female. Public school teachers, 77% female. Many of the culturally shaping institutions in America are now dominated by women. Andrews notes, institutions run by large numbers of women shift the culture from confrontation to consensus, from competition to accommodation, from principle to sentiment. Now, this isn't an insult. This is just biology. Women rank significantly higher in agreeableness and empathy and conflict avoidance compared to men. So, what happens when feminine traits dominate fields that require ruthless consistency and raw truth like law or governance or politics or military or police or academia or theology? Well, you get a nation governed by feelings, not convictions. You get emotional management, not moral clarity. The priorities of masculine resolve and advancement shift toward bureaucracy and meetings, and everybody is constantly concerned, and HR swells. Disagreements, are essentially rebranded as aggression. Tolerance becomes a virtue, and success becomes secondary to managing people's feelings. G.K. Chesterton once said, civilizations crumble when they forget obvious truths. That is, biblically and historically, none of this should surprise us. Men are designed by God to rule, build, and protect. Women are designed to nurture, support, and stabilize households. So the rise of feminism is directly correlated with the decline of American strength. Now, if I had to sum up this whole thing in one sentence, it would be this: a nation cannot survive when it denies nature.
You know, I really did watch this video thinking that I was going to disagree with him. I saw the caption there. It said women should not be pastors, women should not be police officers, soldiers, firemen, judges, politicians. And, you know, particularly on the pastor part, I thought I was going to disagree. I've seen women who are pastors that do very well, do really good at leading a flock of people. And like I said, I thought I was going to disagree, but he's making a really good argument here, to be honest with you. It's not to say that women are incapable of being in leadership. What he's saying is, particularly to the point of ruthless consistency, you can't have, there's not a whole lot of room for your feelings, right? When you're reading a book or you're, like say for instance, you're reading the Bible, it specifically says it's not really open to your interpretation or rules. It's not really open to your interpretation. I know a lot of times in America, we look at the law and we bend it and we change it, but, and I understand why a lot of times, but these things that require consistency, and it's not, well, the patriarch has done this, and that's what they like to do. The patriarch has done this, and it's done that, and it's been terrible, and this, and I get it. I understand where you're coming from, but the whole point of a lot of systems set up is consistency over time. This is the rule rather than the exception. Case by case is how we handle exceptions. What we should do with exceptions. The exception should not be the rule because it does not happen all the time. A lot of modern women, not all women, a lot of modern women like to take the exception, make it the rule. Oh, this happens all the time. No, it doesn't. Well, I feel as though it does because I see my grandmother go through it. Okay, your grandmother went through it. I'm sorry about that, but who else? Well, I heard somebody on the internet that went through it. Yeah, there's 2 people out of literally millions. So what else? Well, and even if you got 1 million people out of how many does the United States have? Like 300 and something, somewhere around that. I'd have to fact check myself on that, but 1 million out of 300 million. That needs to be taken care of because you can't just say, oh, well, y'all are good. Just, 1 million people have to suffer. But what I'm saying is you can't have the rest of the 300 million living off of something that only 1 million people, or in some cases, 500,000 people are dealing with. That doesn't make a lot of sense. And what he's saying is, thanks to radical feminism, a lot of this is, well, what about this? Extreme, 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 extreme. Let's put it into law. Let's implement it as a rule that this is not going to happen. And it was an exception. It was a fluke. It was an outlier.
I saw this really cute video the other day of a guy unboxing the lunch that his girlfriend had made him, and he was so enthusiastic. He was like, she makes me a turkey sandwich every single day, but I love it. They're the best turkey sandwiches I've ever had. I request them every day. He could not have been more appreciative. And every single one of the top comments were women on him, being like, can't you make your own lunch? Why doesn't she have a ring? Girlfriend, these are wifely duties. And then it's like sparking discourse in the comments of like, women, why are we doing wife things for boyfriends? How do you think you get the ring? In this era of sprinkle men or wallets, like, we have lost the plot. Because straight up, what do you bring to the table? A relationship is a partnership. You should both be doing things for each other out of like the love and the goodness of your hearts. My boyfriend has chocolate banana bread waiting for him in the fridge. His full stocking and all of his presents are under the tree. And he made me custom stockings for my cats and one for me with our faces on it. And a handful of custom ornaments. If you refuse to do anything nice for your partner because you don't have a ring on your finger, you're not gonna get a ring on your finger.
So I automatically knew that she was on TikTok. This is an example of a TikTok video of a girl preparing lunch for her boyfriend. And in the comment section, there's a whole bunch of what I would call femcel. You know how they have incel? We got femcels on platforms like TikTok. So in the comment section, they get mad at women for being in happy relationships. They don't want you to be in straight relationships where you're happy that might lead to marriage and lead to kids. They feel like it's not for you and they're trying to make the decision for you. So they go in the comment section and they say nasty things like, oh, not me trying to find a ring because I read someone say they love her ring and then I understood. So they're basically just saying that women should be in relationships where they do absolutely nothing because, you know, they just feel like they should do nothing and just get married. And then when you get married, you start doing things. And it just doesn't work like that. I had a buddy who found out the hard way. He was working damn near 60 hours a week. And I said, oh, at least you're going home to your wife. And he's like, yeah, that's not that as great as you think because she don't do anything. She don't cook. She don't clean. All she do is play PlayStation. And I said to myself, did this man like not find out like, you know, if she can do all that prior to the marriage? And I asked him, and he said, oh, he just assumed that would be the case because all of her relatives do it. So he's confused as to why she doesn't cook or clean. And I'm like, this is the nonsense that, you know, the women on TikTok are pushing for. They're pushing for women to get in relationships and do absolutely nothing and have the man do everything and just, you know, hope that he gambles on her being, you know, an actual wife when they get married. That's just so stupid and backwards. But I do feel like that platform, there is an agenda to split families apart on that platform. And some of the women don't even like men. So I feel like they're low-key just...
Well, it's a hurricane, yeah, and it's coming down on you.
Where do I even start with this one? This is toxic at its lowest level. This couple in public, yeah? Arguing, tension, written all over them. He clearly wants space. He's walking ahead, trying to calm himself down. You can clearly see that he does not want to deal with her right now. He is begging for space, and she won't stop. She keeps poking him. She keeps pushing him. She keeps following him. She keeps wanting to engage. And she's disrespecting him publicly in front of many people. This is the worst thing you can do to a man in public, especially when he's at this state. When he pulls away, that is not the moment to go and chase him. That is the moment to back off right away. Walk next to him quietly, or walk behind him, or walk away and let him breathe and come back to you. But do not keep egging him on. Don't nag him. Don't instigate him. All you do is make him feel trapped, embarrassed, and disrespected. Not good. Men do not regulate like women. Sometimes they need some silence. Sometimes they need a little bit of distance, and sometimes they need a moment to cool down and cool off so they don't explode at you more. But she didn't give him that. She cornered him in public. No privacy, no space, no dignity at all. If your man is asking you for space, respect it. Give him that moment. That is how you keep the relationship from blowing up. And that's how you keep the respect alive. Women, don't do what this woman is doing.